Linda Lingle and Macy Hirono go head-to-head in their final debate tonight, and there's sure to be some fireworks and zingers. But has the Senate race become too negative?
Plus, the trade winds felt great this weekend, but scientists say don't get used to it. Joining us over Skype is civilbeat.com reporter Chad Blair. Good morning, Chad.
Good morning to both of you.
So what's the perception of the U.S. Senate race?
Well, I'm not even sure it's just perception. Civil Beat took a look at their ads and their press releases and their websites. And boy, there's a lot of negative content, a lot of attacks on each other. In a nutshell, Macy Hirono says of Linda Lingle, she's just another Republican, and that's not good for Hawaii values. And by contrast, Linda Lingle says, Macy Hirono really doesn't have a record of accomplishment, so vote for me. With all this negativity, one wonders whether we're losing sight of what they feel about the actual issues.
What about the rhetoric in comparison to other races? Is it more negative or less negative?
Well, in many ways, it's just par for the course. We just haven't seen a competitive U.S. Senate race in a long time. All the experts that I talked to said, you want to see negative, look at the Honolulu mayor's race. In fact, that is a very good example of a race that's really gotten pretty dirty.
Well, turning now to the mayoral campaign, we all know that Kirk Caldwell supports rail and Ben Cayetano does not. But what about their visions for the city?
We had both candidates in the office last week, and Kirk Caldwell envisions a city that he says, in fact, should have more mixed use. It really is as a large metropolis that requires more high-rises, but that also means more walkable communities and bike paths. Ben Cayetano, however, says he's worried about urban sprawl. He says that he fears that Hawaii and Oahu is starting to lose its cultural identity. Maybe there needs to be some curbs on growth. Both of them, however, feel that waters and sewer lines need to be fixed.
Well, it's good that you looked at all of the issues, Chad. Can we talk about the weather right now?
I can talk about the weather. I hear the trade winds are coming up, as was reported earlier. Unfortunately, over the last 40 years, our trade winds have dropped by about a third, and the culprit seems to be global warming. That probably means less rainfall, and that's not good for animals, plants, or humans, frankly.
Wow. No, that's certainly not good news. We're just loving the trade winds this weekend.
Me too.
Well, finally, Native Hawaiian groups gathered in Washington, D.C. to talk about key issues, but Civil Beat wasn't able to get the whole story. What happened?
Well, that's right. We have a reporter there. Michael Levine actually runs our bureau there in D.C., and he did attend the keynote speech for the Association of Hawaiian Civic Clubs. They wouldn't let him listen in on discussions about gambling on Hawaiian homelands and what to do about the PLDC, the Public Lands Development Corporation. They feel, I guess, that there's some places that the press just doesn't belong. We disagree, however.
Well, hopefully we can get more information about what arises after that convention. Chad Blair, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and thanks for reading Civil Beat.
And you can find the complete stories that we just discussed on civilbeat.com. It's now 6:37. We'll be right back.